Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Please be joined by the head football coach at Traverse City Central. That, of course, is Eric Schugars. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me back.
All right.
It's exciting. Football season's right here, man. We're ready to go.
Absolutely. So let's I know it's the summer went well. I know the summer just wrapped up the football portion of it last when the calendar turned to August. But overall, how was the summer going?
Summer camps have been great, weights and conditioning, and our kids have just responded well and they're very consistent, So program wide, it was nice to see all those kids in the weight room. You get 100 kids in the weight room all at once and doing, showing up for weights and conditioning. There's just a lot of energy and excitement with that. So that's exciting, and I was talking to you a little bit beforehand, but I'm excited about, at least on the varsity level, there's the collection of kids we have of seniors and juniors and sophomores and the bond they're kind of forming, and just they seem to care about each other, and it's not fake, it's not manufactured. So that's something to build off of, and we're excited as we start the season.
All right. Let's kind of previewing what has this group been like to work with and all that stuff.
Yeah, I kind of like what I said there. They're fun to work with. And as a coaching staff, we talked about the quality of kids we have, and they're buying in, they're working hard. And then it's just a matter of when they're being pushed, to the limits there. It's just, do they have the mindset to kind of push through it? And then that's what we're kind of gauging right now, because there's going to be moments in the season where you're going to be, tested multiple times. And so can you create situations like that in the summer and workouts and in your camp scenarios to kind of prepare them for that, and then just to get them ready.
Yeah. Okay. Now it's time to talk about the returners and some of the guys that to watch for this team this year. So let's start with the offense, go with the defense, and then to go to special teams.
Yeah, offense wise, I always start with the quarterback play because that's an important part of any offense. We had three guys competing for it, and realistically, we have a sophomore, Isaac Turnwald, and a junior, Carter Glee. Those are like the 1-2 guys, and Drew Zrimik's also another guy in there. So it's good to have three quality guys that can, man that position. But it looks like the two younger guys right now, have a leg up on that. So, we've always had a multiple quarterback system, and we'll continue to have that this year. And so I'm excited to see both kids and the growth and maturity of them. And, when you have a junior and a sophomore, the one thing they lack is varsity experience. So you can't get that until you play a varsity game. And, we won't get that till week one. But these guys will be ready. And, our staff's done a good job, preparing them for those moments. And in the backfield, unfortunately, we had an off-season injury where we lost our senior running back, Arthur McManus, to a knee injury. And so he'll probably be out for the season. So that was a blow for us. That happened a couple of weeks ago. And so not having them there, there's going to be, several running backs in the backfield. Gavin Love's going to be one. Peyton Waller is going to be another one. And the sophomore, we have Elijah Trombley, and there's a few more. There's a lot of backs that are going to be carrying the ball for us along with our quarterbacks. And so, that's exciting. Our offensive line is going to be led kind of by a senior, a kid that's really stepped up for us is, Henry Thorell. He's just done a phenomenal job. And we have Jack Vanderhyde coming back, in Ethan Benson, on the offensive line, and just, some newcomers too, so a sophomore and a junior and Sam Rice. And we also have Jason Solomon who's kind of competing there as well with some other kids, and I don't want to name every kid because I'm always going to miss somebody, but offensively, that's what we're looking at. And certainly on the edges, we got competition out of our slot and split end positions as well. Obviously Scotty Goodwin at the split end position, he's coming back, and, he's gotten better. Both physically, and his catch radius is amazing, just speed wise too. I think he's grown and matured as a team player. So he'll be a threat for us, the split end, and we'll also move him in the slot sometimes. And we got a couple other weapons too. So, I'm excited about our offense and what it looks like right now. But as any offense goes, it is the offensive line. So just that consistency and a mentality with them is how our team's going to go.
Yeah. Okay. So going from that, let's go to the defense.
Yep. So on the defensive side of the ball, you talked about returners. Peyton Waller was a sophomore inside linebacker for us last year. So he's going to return as inside linebacker, and we got two other guys in there now. Oliver Dobreff is the guy that's coming from a junior. He was off a knee injury last year, so he didn't play at all last year, coming off a knee injury. And then we also have a Drew Zermick, who's a senior and just an all-around kid, just a great hard worker. And he's going to be playing, outside or inside linebacker, maybe a little bit outside linebacker as well. So he's going to start in the middle there. Our defensive line going to be anchored by Derek Jensen's a senior. Also trying to fill in the other pieces that we mentioned, maybe Sam Rice. Kalen Burkholder is going to be a good young kid to kind of pay attention to. Obviously, Gavin Love, the running back we talked about, he's also going to play some defensive line for us. So those guys, and we're also looking, we're looking at some of the other contributors, the young guys, and it's going to pan out. I think our offensive line, we're trying to not have two-way players, but we're going to have some, and so we're just looking for a lot of depth there. And obviously in the secondary, we got some guys, some younger guys there, but also some safeties. And to think about Rutger Feeney is a strong safety we've had. He started all season last year as a sophomore. To have him back as a junior is going to be a plus. At the free safety spot, we got Nick Van Ass, who started, for us last year. He's going to play free safety as long as Carter Glee. And the corner spot, it's up for grabs between a few guys competing. So, Brady Ripmaster and a handful of other guys competing. So, it's good to see that. But again, there's, you look at that list, there's seniors sprinkled in, but there's be a lot of juniors getting there, their first varsity experience come week one.
Yeah, let's go to special teams.
Yeah, special teams, the big part of that is going to be kicking game. We lost, at least for the moment, we lost one of our kickers from last year. And, hopefully we can get him back, but we'll see. He's trying to make the decision whether he wants to play or not, but I think we might. Hopefully he gets back on the field. But as of right now, that's a part of the game where we've got some newcomers that are kicking and just consistency. And it's long snapping and holding and kicking, man. It's all about repetition, but it's just getting the ball off and being consistent there. So I think kickoff wise, I think we have more guys to be able to run in space and tackle. So I'm excited about that from a coverage standpoint. And also that bodes well on the kick return side too. We got some athletes that can run the ball, and our strength and conditioning coaches, Doug Glee and Mike Glee, have just been a phenomenal job in the weight room. And Justin McMurray, one of the other new coaches, he's done a great job coaching our guys in the weight room and just speed wise. And so we got some guys that can fly. So it's just getting them the ball. But as you know, blocking in space is probably crucial when you're talking about special teams. And so that's something we got to work on and get better at, just so we're a threat on that back end there.
Yeah. So of course, now we talked about all the kids. Now let's go through the schedule. And of course, it's a pretty good, of course, the Saginaw Valley, the SVL2 division. Of course, starting off August 29th, guys I know you got Plymouth to come up all the way to you guys last year. Now you're going all the way down there. That, of course, is on the 29th. September 6th, home against Parma Western. September 13th at Davison. September 20th at Mount Pleasant. September 27th, home against Midland Dow. October 4th, home against Midland. October 11th at Bay City Western. October 18th at Bay City Central. And finishing out the regular season, October 25th at home against Traverse City West. So pretty good schedule. Just kind of go through it.
Yeah, the way through, we talk week one. I mean, that's kind of the focus for us is Plymouth. And, they came up here, made that long trip, and, they're not accustomed to that last year. And now we got to go all the way down there. But for us, we're accustomed to traveling. So it's just getting our guys ready. And then, like I said to you, there's a lot of kids, a lot of guys we have on our team that don't have varsity experience. And so they're going to get that first game at Plymouth. And Plymouth's a great football team, man. They missed the playoffs by small margins last year, looking at some of their losses they had. And, we got a big win against them week one. I think early on in the season, people probably didn't think much of that, but down the stretch, Plymouth was right there. They almost got in the playoffs. So they're a tough football team. They got some weapons, and, Division I program like they are. And it's just, in that environment, it's going to be a challenge for our kids. It's a great opportunity for us right out of the gate to play a quality program and try to go down and get a win.
Yeah.
And then, and the newcomer, Jackson Parma Western, they lost in the regional finals at Zeeland West last year, and they have a good program. Nick Rulowitz does a great job down there. They're just a physical, tough-nosed football team, and I've been impressed with them. And, they're going to, that's one thing they're not used to. They're making a long trip up here, and so that's one thing that I'm excited about, that matchup in week two. And then, obviously, week three, we go to Davison, one of the powerhouses in Division I. And, every year we've had opportunity to play them the last 3 years. It's been a test, and certainly going there, it's not going to be easy. So we're at Plymouth, and then we're all of a sudden get a home game in between, and we're on the road again at Davison. That's going to be a tough road to hoe. And then we're with Mount Pleasant, who's the defending Saginaw Valley League champs again. So, so we're at their place week 4, and then into the Saginaw Valley schedule. And if you look the last several years, it's been very competitive. Our teams are knocking off each other, and you don't typically get like a team that goes undefeated in conference play. It's just, top to bottom, there's just a lot of competitive teams in there. And, so that's something that when you want to win the conference, you're just going to take, it's 1 week at a time, but it seems like the nature of it seems like there's co-champs, kind of like there was last year, just because someone's knocking off somebody and someone else knocks off somebody. But
yeah. All right. Well, Eric, Eric, what's the next few weeks going to be like for this program? Heading into that week 1 game against Plymouth.
Well, I tell you what, the next few weeks, like this is our down week. We've had a great, summer weights and conditioning and camps and things like that. So we're in a down week right now, so we won't see our kids until Monday. And then that first week, we're going, man. We're going in the afternoon, and it's that first week, and we kind of end with our own black and gold scrimmage, and we scrimmage a week, the second week on that Thursday, just to get our kids ready. The one thing that, I'm just excited to see is just getting that routine. Our kids, have weights conditioning, and then we do team camp stuff, and then, they're gone. Now it's going to be in-season routine. It's installs, it's meetings, it's video, and everything in between. And we've done some of that. We've simulated that this summer, but once you're in the season, there's just an added excitement. And there's just a sense of urgency that I love about the first day of practice and the second day, and you're building on that. And like every coach right now is probably like, wow, I'm excited. I'm great. I'm looking forward to our season and our team. Everybody has that feeling right now. I just have it in a different way, in a sense of just our kids and how they work, and just the fact that we're just developing, getting better. So it's just the way our staff works too. We really put it on the kids. The expectations are high in our program. We're a playoff caliber program. We've been that way for the last 10 years, but we got to win in the playoffs. But guess what? You don't win in the playoffs week 1. You got to get better, and it's the old cliche: get better, and trust the process that we're doing. And that's really how we operate. We don't get too high and too low, and so we're just trying to get better every day. And the big thing is with us, try to create competition in practice, so that kind of simulates where we're going to be at in the game.
All right. Well, Eric, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us, and best of luck to you guys this coming season.
Hey, Casey, I appreciate it, and I appreciate what you do for high school football, and I can't wait to get this thing going in a week.